We good to go?
It feels like the perfect night for Swiftcast, a Taylor Swift podcast by the fans for the fans.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 33, a very special episode of Swiftcast. This is Jill,
Ashley,
Belle,
Nate,
And Steph.
and we're really, really excited because tonight we have an announcement. We actually have a new product to reveal, which is part of the 13 Days of Taylor and was provided to us by Taylor Nation. So we're really excited to tell you guys what this item is. It's exclusive, new to Taylor's store, never seen before. And we're going to be telling you all about that in just a few minutes. So stick around, and after a quick mini discussion with some Taylor news, we will be doing the big reveal.
I'm really excited.
I'm
about this.
super excited.
Super awesome.
You guys should stay tuned.
It's even cooler because it's both 4 guys and 4 girls, so
It is, and that's pretty rare in the Taylor merch world.
it's pretty rare.
That is true.
So we'll get to that in just a few minutes, but right now, let's talk about some miscellaneous Taylor topics from this week.
Alright, so if you guys haven't listened to episode 32, we had some really cool stuff in the episode. We discussed one of our new things, Apples to Taylor. That was a game that we played. We talked about the Taylor news from the last week, and we also talked about the upcoming Red shows that happened this week in Auckland. The coolest parts about the show, we talked about the AMAs and how Taylor walked away with 4 awards that night, including Artist of the Year. So we had some really cool stuff on that episode. If you guys have not listened to it, you can go check it out on our website or download it on iTunes. So yeah. And another thing, speaking of that, we also released a mini Thanksgiving episode. We posted it last week where we all talked about how thankful we are for Taylor and what she's done for us. So there was some really cool stuff in that episode.
Well,
it's just a small episode.
Actually, Nate, you didn't share anything you were thankful for because you didn't join us.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
weren't even there, Nate.
I guess
I'm
Say
so
you don't even
sorry.
go here.
I guess you're not thankful for Taylor.
I am very thankful for Taylor.
Can we put you on the spot and ask you to give us one of your reasons?
Yes, you can ask me. And I was ready for this because I knew you'd put me on the spot.
You know us very well.
So, what I'm thankful for all of the friends that I've met at the show, through Swiftcast, through the Swiftie fandom, all the cool people that I've met, and all the exciting opportunities that I've gotten to have, even in just this past year. So, that's what I'm thankful for the most. It couldn't have happened without Taylor, so.
She's really so amazing, and I just wanted to add, I actually, for Thanksgiving, spent it with this family who I've met through Taylor and become really close with, and it's just so amazing how something like liking an artist can touch your life in so many different ways, and I'm really appreciative of her, and we all gave our reasons and read a lot of our listeners' submissions as well, so if you haven't listened to the Thanksgiving episode, you should also go back and do that.
Just in case you're missing Thanksgiving.
Alright. So, in other news, there were some cool things to talk about this week. Just a few little things. Now, if you guys haven't heard, it's kind of cool. For Club Red in Auckland this week, they had a new tropical, tiki room themed Club Red going on. Now, I don't know, is it because they didn't ship, most of the normal stuff overseas or anything with it, but I think it looks really cool. The new, it's like a tropical tiki themed room. It looks very cool. So, I don't know, what do you guys think about it?
I think instead of putting a red wristband on people, they should put a lei on them and be like, "You're going to Club
There we
Tiki."
Totally.
Beach themed.
Yeah.
And even you gotta wonder if the beverages being served in there are like fruity pineapple drinks and stuff to go along with the theme.
Well, we'll have to see what she does for Australia and London, if she keeps with the tropical theme or switches it up again.
I think for London, she might switch it up.
She has time to ship the Club Red things over there if they haven't done that already.
Or even come up with a brand new London thing.
Maybe she'll make a Club Fundin.
Yes.
Probably. Probably.
Well, we'll just have to see.
So, kind of related to the Auckland shows, more of some agency news, I guess. Because they killed it in Auckland, all the band members just tweeted all kinds of stuff about how much fun that they had at those shows. So, especially with Neon Trees who were there. So, and according to Grant's Twitter, just a little side note, it's kind of funny. He tweeted that he is not planning on shaving his beard off, even though No Shave November is over.
I think when he gets home from Australia, Claire might have some opinions on that.
I think so too.
I think the beard looks great, Grant. Keep it.
I think that last year she made him shave it, so we'll see.
Don't do it, Grant.
Well, the Claire's away, he will play.
His beard will play. Maybe you know what he should do though is he should keep the beard and go with the Seneca Crane look.
Well, if he keeps growing it longer, somebody's going to have to make him a new Twitter icon like fans have done when he's added things.
Like when they put the Lincoln beard on
Yeah,
him.
I like that.
Maybe he's trying to grow a Lincoln beard.
That makes
Maybe.
sense.
Maybe,
That actually explains
maybe.
a lot. I would buy that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So, moving on to something unrelated to the Auckland shows, but still very cool, I wanted to tell you guys about a story/email that I heard about. So, if you've been following our show the past few episodes, you know that we recently partnered with the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast, which is a daily podcast through ESPN where these really fun guys talk about all the tips for playing fantasy football and their lineups and everything. And they've been really nice to us. We've become friends, and one of their hosts was on our show, and their other host, Matthew Berry, is going to be coming on our show in the next couple of weeks. So I was listening to their show on Wednesday of this past week, and they got an email from a listener who was basically talking about how he has, I think, a teenage daughter, and they weren't really spending a lot of time together. They didn't really have any activities that they could do together, but I guess that she has been a regular listener of Swiftcast for a while. So when she heard us talking about Matthew Berry and the Fantasy Focus podcast, and she realized that that was the show her dad always listens to, she decided that it's cool, and now she and her dad listen to both Swiftcast and Fantasy Focus together on a regular basis.
That's an
I think
awesome
that's a
story.
story.
That's unbelievable.
That is.
It was
unbelievable.
honestly heartwarming. Like, that made me so happy.
Yeah, me too. It's incredible to think how much outreach, both the shows have.
I'm really,
And how much it can bring
and
them
I'm really
together.
curious to know which of our listeners this was. So if you're listening, we'd love to, let
yeah.
us know. We'd want to hear from you. This is just really,
Message
really awesome.
us. Maybe you can come on the show.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You can tweet us at Swiftcast13 or email us at swiftcast13@gmail.com. And yeah, you should do that.
Because that's probably the coolest thing that's happened.
Well, speaking of cool things happening. So first I wanted to give a little just background and explanation on the 13 Days of Taylor. Some of you may not be familiar with it. Basically, for the past few years, from December 1st through the 13th, each day there's a new item that's on sale on the TaylorSwift.com store. And this year, it's exclusively, I think, for the U.S. store only. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's been in international stores in the past, but each day there's a new product on sale. Some of them are either limited edition things that they're bringing back, or some of them are brand new things that have never been in the store before. And there's a lot of free gift with purchase options, and basically really awesome to get all your holiday shopping done for any Taylor fans. So each day if you're on Taylor's email list, you will get an email letting you know what the new item is going to be. And you can also, when you go to the store's website, there's a link where you can enter to win a signed, personalized Taylor guitar.
Pretty cool.
That is really cool, actually. I love signed things.
And also just a quick note, I mean, I don't have my guitar personally signed, but I do have the guitar that they're selling in terms of like the specific kind of guitar, and it's a really nice guitar, especially if you have like smaller hands. It's a lot easier to fret because it's actually a 3/4 size instead of a full size, and especially if you want to learn, it's a great guitar to learn on. I would definitely try to win that if I were you
So
guys.
You don't even have to play music. If I had something like that, I'd be hanging
Yeah.
out.
Me too.
So you can enter every day, and then in addition to the one grand prize winner who's going to be getting the guitar, there's also, I think, 12 winners who get a red merch pack. So you should definitely enter. Lots and lots of cool prizes. So that's basically in a nutshell what the 13 Days of Taylor is. And this year, Taylor Nation, at Taylor Nation 13, decided to do something really cool and gave an opportunity to various fan sites and accounts to reveal an item for one of the 13 Days of Taylor. So we received a really, really awesome sample from Taylor Nation of this new product, and we're excited to announce that today's item, which will be available for sale starting at midnight Central Time, is a brand new, never seen before, zip-up red hoodie.
And it
Hooray!
is amazing.
Yay!
It is actually.
So
it looks so
cute.
cool.
It's probably
Yeah, very
the
cool.
coolest hoodie ever.
It's really comfortable. Like I said, it's a zip up, which is nice because a lot of the other Taylor hoodies that they've had recently are pull over the head. And I personally like zip ups more just for, sort of lounging around in and stuff. And you don't have to mess up your hair since you don't have to put it over your head. So, Nate, I'm sure you were worried about that.
He was.
We're going to be tweeting some photos of it later, but just to give you a description of what it looks like, it actually looks a lot like the one t-shirt they had on the Red Tour. Not the jersey, not the actual jersey, but the t-shirt that sort of looked jersey style that had the black body that said red in big red letters, and then it has white sleeves with stripes on it. And then on the back it says Taylor Swift in the old cursive font, and then there's a huge 13. So it's kind of like they took that t-shirt and made it into a hoodie form, which is really, really awesome because that was my favorite shirt that I got on the tour.
And like we said, it's brand new. No one else has this yet. It just came out, so.
And we don't yet know how much it's going to cost, but it will be up on the store at around midnight tonight. And then around 2 a.m., there will be an email sent out to everyone on the email list letting them know that they can buy it. But you are getting the first exclusive access to it here on Swiftcast. I've already been wearing mine. It's really, really comfortable. I know I'm going to wear it a lot during the winter. It's definitely a very warm hoodie. And I just love it so much. And they were nice enough to give us a couple of them, so we're actually going to have one to give away. And if you listen to the end of this episode, we will be giving you instructions for how you can win and having a giveaway for that go on from now until December 13th.
We have one more awesome thing to offer you guys, courtesy of Taylor Nation, and that is a promo code if you are shopping at the Taylor Swift store and you make a purchase of $10 or over. If you use the promo code SwiftCast, you get free red and gray rubber bracelets and a pack of Red Guitar picks. And you do not have to add these to your cart. If you just use the promo code, they'll be added automatically. So thank you, Taylor Nation, and go shop!
So be sure you listen to the end of the episode because this is a really exclusive, rare giveaway, and it's a pretty big thing.
It's worth a bit of money, too.
Yep.
And don't skip to the end of the episode because we do have some really cool things to talk about between now and then. So you'll definitely want to stick around.
Such as some of the cool things we have for keeping up with Swift this week. We have some new Taylor news. So last week, Taylor performed at Kensington Palace in London at the Winter Whites Gala. She performed Love Story, 15, and I Knew You Were Trouble. And her performances were just her singing on stage. They were pretty simple and nice. We heard a few clips of them. She sounded really great. She also kind of rocked it out with Bon Jovi and had a duet with Prince William, which was really cool and pretty funny to see. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of that.
There's Taylor in this super fancy event in, practically a ball gown with her hair in an updo. And then she's just completely rocking out, high-fiving the prince, just oh my God, it was so awesome.
I think she was kind of fangirling a little bit over Bon Jovi, which is fair. So some other performance news. Taylor will be performing on the Grammy nominations concert, which is via satellite from Sydney, and that's on Friday, December 6th at 10 p.m. Eastern, and it'll be airing on CBS. And we're pretty much guessing that this is going to be a pre-recorded performance from her Sydney show this week, since she'll be in Sydney. And then another piece of news is on December 10th, as you guys know, the Victoria's Secret show is airing. It's a fashion show, and Taylor did a pre-recorded performance of this, and we've seen a lot of pictures of it, and I think there was a little clip, so don't miss that. I'm really excited for that, actually.
Taylor's really excited for it, too.
She is.
She said it was one of the best nights of her life.
Yeah, and she's been tweeting and retweeting a lot of things about the show, so, it looked like she had a lot of fun, so I'm excited to see that.
I think it's really cool to get to see Taylor reach these sort of new milestones and experiences that she hasn't had yet, because she's gotten to perform a lot of really cool places and do so much stuff, but she's never, performed for royalty before. She's never performed with the Victoria's Secret Angels before, and you just totally see how excited she gets for these new experiences, and that makes me really excited.
And I love how she performed Love Story at the Winter Whites Gala because it's so much like a fairy tale princess
totally
thing.
appropriate.
It is.
Song
It is.
choice.
And it's a song choice that, like, really, I mean, everybody that has heard of her probably has heard of that song. Like, it's a very signature song of hers. So that was a good choice for a lot of reasons, I think.
Yeah, and I think at the intro she said she's never performed in a palace before. So
Oh.
that's awesome.
So, also airing on December 10th is the ACAs, which is the American Country Awards. It's not completely confirmed, but we're pretty sure that Taylor will most likely not be attending. She has a show in Perth on the 11th, but you can still vote for Taylor and, of course vote for her because we want her to win, even if she won't be attending. And I'll give you a list of what she's nominated for. Artist of the Year Female, Single of the Year for Begin Again, Single of the Year Vocal Collaboration for Highway Don't Care with Tim and Keith, and Song of the Year for Highway Don't Care. And that award goes to Mark Irwin, Josh Keir, Brad Warren, and Brett Warren, which are the songwriters. And then Touring Artist of the Year, GAC Music Video of the Year for Begin Again, and Music Video of the Year for Group Collaboration for Highway Don't Care. That is a ton of awards.
Like I said last week, they basically just should cancel the whole show and just send her all the awards.
Basically.
Pretty much.
I don't even know how
We should
many.
just call it the ACTs.
I don't even know how many that was. So,
That was 8.
8.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And like I said, the ACAs will air live on December 10th from Las Vegas, so tune in. And you can vote for her at theacas.com. And then we have more Taylor news, so much Taylor news this week. As you guys know, she had her first 3 shows in Auckland, and she crushed it. New Zealand loved her, and her opening act was Neon Trees, which is cool. I really like them.
I love them.
Yep, they're a good band. However, it seemed that the set list seemed to be shortened, and she cut out the secret song, which is sad, and obviously Ed wasn't there to sing. But luckily, they still had B Stage and Club Red every night. So that's pretty good. And other than that, it seemed to be very similar to the North American tour. And each night there is a show. We'll be tweeting and updating on it, so follow our Twitter.
Yeah, it's Swiftcast 13.
Yep, because
That's where you need to be.
we miss tour.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I know I did.
Yep.
It is. I have tour nostalgia.
It was what? Let's see. 10 weeks ago, I think, since the Nashville shows. So
It seems so much longer.
I know.
It does.
I'm glad it's back, though.
And then another piece of really exciting news, which was probably my favorite of the week. The Giver, the movie that Taylor filmed a few weeks ago in South Africa, has finally released a premiere date, and that will be August 15th, 2014. I'm
That's
sure
my
you all
birthday
can't wait to see it.
weekend.
Oh, yay! Taylor's movie came out
I
for
love
your
it when Taylor
birthday.
does stuff inadvertently during our birthdays.
Taylor always takes
Yes.
care of me on my birthday. I had her show in Chicago
does.
for my birthday weekend this past year. So nice of her.
Thanks,
That's
Taylor.
awesome. I don't remember anything happening last year, but the year before she surprise released Safe and Sound on my birthday, so that was super awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yay. So, and then, just really quickly, along with Taylor, The Giver also stars Meryl Streep, Jeff Bridges, Katie Holmes, Brenton Thwaites, Alexander Skarsgård, Odeya Rush, Cameron Monaghan, and Emma Tremblay. So that is a pretty amazing cast, and I'm really excited to see this movie. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome to see.
I just ordered the book, actually, so I'm excited to find out what the movie's going to be about.
I read the book for school.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. That's cool.
I didn't pay much attention, but I will now. So, and then our last piece of Taylor news for this week, pretty special one. Taylor has been talking a lot about album 5, and she says that she already has about 7 or 8 songs done and decided for the album, so that is more than half the album done. And there's been talk of her possibly releasing the album earlier in the year than usual, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And if that's so, that means we should be getting new Taylor music fairly soon.
See, I was really confused because I know that usually, like, the first, like, big group of songs that she writes, she'll end up just tossing out and starting over, but she sounded pretty sure that she wants these on the album.
Yeah, she definitely did.
She mentioned in an interview that she has been very ahead of schedule with this album, and that she hasn't been trying to do that, but it's just kind of that's just what ended up happening. So it will be definitely interesting to see if they still keep that quarter, end of the year release, or if she decides, well, if I have the album done early, why not release it early? So I guess we will have to wait and see.
I really, really want new Taylor music, but at the same time, I'm kind of hoping she doesn't release it early because that will affect when tour happens, and I really like when tour happens in the springtime and summertime, and I don't really want a winter tour.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I'm one of those people that feels like if it's not broke, don't fix it, and I'm sort of used to her album release and tour schedule, as is. Like, I know to expect it every other year, and as much as I would love new Taylor music, it would feel a little bit rushed, because I'm still like, I love Red, and then all of a sudden, there's new music, and then a new tour, and you have to give us a year to save up for the next year's tour, Taylor.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
And
that's really what it comes down to.
Spend a lot of money.
I think the formula that she's been using helps her sell more albums. If you look at the recent albums that have been released this year, they're just not doing well the first week. But Taylor has this perfect formula where people can never get sick of her because she's not releasing an album every 6 months. She did release an album every 6 months, I would definitely buy it. But I think for other fans, there's such a thing as overexposure.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like some bands, aka One Direction, have had about 5 albums come out in the past, 2 years.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's true.
I feel like it definitely, I mean, as much as people want new music all the time, and it's like, oh my gosh, new music from my favorite artist, at the same time, there's a point where you need to, stop and sort of appreciate not just the music itself, but, what it represents in that artist's life. And I feel like part of the reason that Taylor has such amazingly dedicated fans is because, she takes so much time with her album and her music that it actually means a lot to her, which means it means a lot to us. And I feel like if she was releasing music just nonstop and putting out an album every, every 6 months or even every year, it would almost cheapen the music to some of her fans.
I totally agree.
They wouldn't have enough time to appreciate it. And I think that she knows that. I mean, she's a very smart person, so.
All right, so there's a lot of album issues. And speaking of that, for our mini segments, we have a ton of Swiftie problems this week. So we'll start with that.
Our first one is from Pie Chart Loves Tay on Twitter. Being excited about Taylor's birthday more than you're excited about your own. Swiftie problems.
Oh my god.
It's true.
It's so true, though.
That's funny.
My birthday is 10 days after Taylor's, and I don't even care about my birthday. I'm like, Taylor's birthday.
I love people that have the same birthday as Taylor. They're like, oh my god, it's Taylor's birthday. It's like, okay.
Oh yeah, it's mine too.
oh yeah, and mine.
Our next one is from @SkyBlueSwift, and they say, I keep pictures of my cat on my phone just in case I meet Taylor. Swiftie problems.
This is that is probably my favorite Swiftie problem of the week.
I mean, you'd have to show Taylor pictures of your cat. She would love those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
She might even come over to your house and meet your cat.
Maybe she'll bring Meredith over for a play date.
Our next one is from @SlayTaySwift on Twitter. And this is their Swiftie bucket list. They have 2 things. They say, number 1, tell Taylor how much she means to me. And number 2, tell Taylor how thankful she is to have her in her life.
Our next submission comes from @SwiftProblem13. So much Taylor merchandise to buy and so little funding as a Swiftie problem. Well, we have good news for you and everybody else because you need to stay tuned for details about our giveaway and maybe you can win the new exciting Taylor hoodie that we have.
Yes.
Then your
free.
Swiftie problem will be a Swiftie solution.
Yes.
Perfect.
There we go.
Solving the world's Swiftie problems.
I was going to say Swiftcast, solving Swiftie problems since 2013.
I like it.
So our next one is a good holiday theme. @Amber13 page 7. Getting excited to open the 13 on your advent calendar. Swiftie problems.
Wow.
That sounds like not a problem. That sounds awesome.
Our last Swiftie problem is from Alexis Swiftie13. Waiting for Taylor's new album.
It is.
And we just discussed that.
It is a long wait. So Belle is gonna talk about some more merchandise topics.
So since this episode is all about Taylor merch and awesome things that are going on in the Taylor Swift store, we thought we would just take a minute and tell you about our personal favorite merch that we own and where you can find it. So for me, I know that, I think I've already said this earlier, but my personal favorite piece of merch is the Taylor Swift baby guitar that I have. Um, Again, it's got like kind of a thin neck, so it's really easy to fret if you have small hands or if you're just learning. It's got a great sound, it's easy to tune, and it's really, really, really cute. So, it's $300, but it's very worth it. It's not something that you're going to find easily in other places. And if you're looking at Taylor guitars, it's $300 or $299 technically. But that's actually a really good price considering that it's a Taylor guitar, and those guitars are extremely well made and generally very pricey. And there's a couple of guitars also that are from Taylor, like the Hummingbird and whatnot, that are about around $500 that are really about equal quality as the Taylor baby guitar. So I know it's a little pricey, but if you are trying to learn guitar, or if you have smaller hands and you want to play something that's more comfortable, I would definitely recommend it.
I think mine, it's hard to choose between my perfumes and my blanket, so I won't pick either of those. I think I wouldn't really call it merchandise, but my favorite Taylor-related item is a guitar pick that I got thrown to me when I was in Pitt at my very first show, my very first Red show, and my very first Taylor show. And you could tell that it was used because it's all scratched up. So, and I keep that, framed right next to my bed. So, and I really love that. It's just a little piece of.
I gotta say, I was there for that when you got that guitar pick. You guys should have seen her. She dove for this thing. She like pushed people out of the way. The other girl we were with, she just like almost clotheslined. Just, like
I dove on the floor for it.
So Taylor actually threw it?
No, it wasn't Taylor. It was one of, I don't remember which band member it was, but it was one of the band members.
Oh, okay. Still awesome.
It is. And probably my Taylor Swift blanket, which I am using right now.
Well, I could basically just take you guys on a tour of my apartment and just name everything, but I won't do that. But I have a few things that are special to me. Speaking of guitar picks, I have two that are special just because of when I got them. One is the one I got from Grant, which was actually not at a Taylor show. It was when I went to see him play with Old Dominion, the band he's friends with, who I also really like, at a show in Chicago. And I met him after, and that was actually my first time meeting him, and he gave me a whole bunch of guitar picks. That was really nice of him. And then I have a lot of guitar picks. I have another one that I got from Scott Borchetta when I met him at CMA Fest for his Q&A, so that was cool. That was my first time ever seeing him in person. Then I have another one, which was from Fearless. It was a really old guitar pick that actually one of our listeners, Mackenzie, mailed to me with like a really adorable handmade card after I helped her get tickets. I gave her tickets for the Pittsburgh show. So those are all really special, and I just remembered those because you were talking about guitar picks. But can I name some other stuff too?
Sure, Ashley, go ahead.
So my other favorites probably are, so I have it's hard to describe, but basically this display box for Red that I got Walgreens to give to me when they were done selling it. It was this cardboard box that has Red branded all over it that they had at the register with CDs, and all the CDs were gone, so I asked them and they gave it to me. So it's not something you can buy or get really anywhere, and all my Taylor CDs they now have a little home in there.
That's actually really cool.
Cute. And
it's kind of a one-of-a-kind thing.
Yeah. And my other favorite will just have to be it's not really merch, but my wristband that I saved from the show where I met Taylor, my meet and greet wristband.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
Well, I could go on for an hour, but I guess I'm done.
That's good.
All right, so if I had to choose now, if we're not just exclusively talking about the Taylor Swift store, if it's from the Taylor Swift store, my favorite piece of merch is the Red signed the album print. It has the album cover, or has the picture that was used for "We Were Never Ever Getting Back Together," and then it has a little signed Red album, and it's framed, and it's actually really nice. It's one of my favorite pieces from the Taylor Swift store. But if I didn't have to exclusively pick that, if I could just pick Taylor-related merch, I guess. I was fortunate enough to be able to to get my hands on a Everything Has Changed single when it was released earlier this year. So, and I took it to Nashville with me in hopes of getting it signed. You never know. And I was able to actually get Ed Sheeran to sign it. So
Yes.
One day I hope I can also get Taylor to sign it too. So
when
I think that would be really cool.
When we all met Ed Sheeran.
Exactly, right. Yeah, when we were in the Nashville airport there, so yeah. Very, very cool. So it's definitely one of my favorite pieces that I have, so.
It's funny because
Wow.
I knew you were going to say that.
I know you.
I knew it too.
I was like, I know exactly
That's
what
awesome.
he's going to say. I knew both of them. I guess both of them.
Yeah.
I am with Nate on this one in that my favorite piece from Taylor's store online is the frame that you could order with the red special package that's signed. I think it's really cool. It's a really nice frame, and I love anything that's signed. So I also loved when the store offered CDs that were signed, and I tried to collect them all. But outside of Taylor's store, I also like to collect the little CDs that Taylor submits for award shows for consideration as...
You collect those too?
I do. I love them.
Oh my god.
I have most of them, except the one that's the spark that lit the flame, which is impossible to find and probably ridiculously expensive, and I can't afford it. But they're so cool, and I keep them really protected because I'm always really scared about something happening to them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
We have some pretty cool stuff between us.
Mostly mine.
So now for our rotating mini segment this week. It's actually my mini segment, which is my baking corner. And I'm going to be talking about some of the recipes that Taylor likes to make. And this week it's going to be Taylor's peppermint whoopie pie recipe. I'm not sure if you guys know what a whoopie pie is. Maybe you call it something different, but it's basically like a soft, spongy, cake-like cookie. And in the middle is a marshmallow cream filling. And Taylor made it holiday theme and added some peppermint to it. So this was when she hung out with Kelly Osbourne, if you remember that. It's a really perfect little goodie for the holiday. It's really easy to make, and so I suggest you give it a try. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what you need. I'm not going to go into detail, but we'll have the recipe on the site. Basically, just a few things you're going to need is flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, salt, unsalted butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, buttermilk, water, and some peppermint flavors. You can either get candy canes or you can get peppermint extract. You'll also need marshmallow fluff or marshmallow cream and confectionate sugar. And if you want it to be pink, you can get some food coloring or not. It's a really easy recipe. You preheat the oven 375. It makes about 15 cookies. You have to mix things separately, but it's really easy. You mix together your dry ingredients, add in the wet ones. You make the cookies first, and then you're going to do the cream second. The cream takes about maybe 10 minutes to make, the cookies maybe 10 minutes. And then you're going to put them all on a baking sheet. You're going to cook the cookies. They only take about 10 minutes to cook, and then you let them cool. And then you're going to put on the marshmallow filling, and you're going to put a cookie on top, and it's going to make like a little sandwich. And they're really fun to make. I'm not sure exactly how Taylor made her peppermint, but from my personal knowledge, you could either get peppermint extract and you could add that into the cookie mix, or you could add it into the cream mix, or you could get candy canes and crush them up and add them into the cream mix. It's really, really easy. It's fun for the holidays. I really suggest you try it if you like to bake or if you've never baked anything before. And if you do try it, please send us pictures because I really want to see how they came out, and let us know. And we're going to have the full, complete, detailed recipe up on swiftcast13.com. It'll be under a tab. And if you guys have any questions about it, you can always email us or contact me. And I think it's a really fun thing to do. And they are delicious. So I encourage you to try them.
And if anybody feels like sending any to me personally, I would not be objected to that.
And it's really fun because you can say that you bake something that Taylor made too. And again, I'll put up all the detailed recipes step by step, the amounts you need. I can even convert them if you need them in a different measurements. So try it out. It's really fun. And baking is fun, and Taylor loves it, and these are delicious.
The end.
Yeah, those
The end.
Those look really good. Here in Pennsylvania, maybe Nate doesn't call them this, but sometimes we call them gobs instead of whoopie
Gobs?
pies.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think everybody has a different name for them. I know in my state we call them whoopie pies. I don't know why.
Yeah. I've heard both.
They're delicious either way.
Yeah. And again, it's just like I'm sure you know them. It's just like a spongy cookie with marshmallow cream in the middle. It's like a little sandwich. It's fun.
All right, well, that sounds awesome.
As you know, on November 29th, 30th, and December 1st, Taylor was in Auckland and did an amazing job there. She will hit Sydney on December 4th, and like we mentioned earlier, you can see some of this on the Grammy nomination shows this Friday at 10 p.m. December 7th, she'll be in Brisbane. December 11th, Perth. December 14th, Melbourne. Then there will be a little break until February 1st, 2nd, and 4th when she'll be in London. And then she'll hit Berlin on February 7th. And then she'll go back to London on February 10th and 11th. And the Vamps will be opening the show in London. So we're excited to see what kind of surprises she has up her sleeve for these shows, whether there's going to be a Club Tiki everywhere. It's going to be
Club
fun.
Tiki. So speaking of fan-related things, we have some pretty cool fan projects to talk to you guys about.
So the first one is the Swifty Christmas Card Exchange. Swifty with a Y 448 on Taylor Connect is organizing this project. Basically, the point of it is to just share loving and caring messages to Swifties around the world. And she's going to personally send a card to each person who signs up. And then if they want, she will share their addresses with other Swifties on the card exchange list. So that's a really cool way to get connected with other Swifties for the holidays. And if you want to participate, you can message her on Taylor Connect. It's Swifty, Swifty, and the number is 448. Or you can email her at Jill, Jill, _ Wagner, Wagner, 15 at hotmail.com. And when you email her, please give her your name, your mailing address, and whether you want her to give your address to other Swifties.
Not to be confused with me, Jill.
Different Jill.
Different Jill.
We also have another fan on Taylor Connect running a special project to thank Big Machine Records. And the username on Taylor Connect is Taylor Swift Fan 001. And she wrote to us that Big Machine, as we know, Taylor's record label, has done so much for us, from singing to contests and everything. Too much to speak of, really. I want to make a video full of Swifties saying thank you to Big Machine for everything. You can thank them for anything or whatever you want. So Taylor Swift Fan 001 doesn't have any deadline on this project, but she wants to have everything completed before Taylor's birthday. So if you want to send her an entry, send her one soon, because the 13th is quickly approaching. And what she'll do then is upload it to YouTube. You can send in a picture of you holding a handwritten note saying thank you, a 10 to 15 second video, a picture of you with a typed note, a picture of a handwritten note, or you can just type out a note and then she'll copy and paste it into the video for you. So, as I said, you can contact her on Taylor Connect, but she would prefer that you send your entries to thank you BMR, and thank you is spelled just regular, like THANKYOU BMR at outlook.com. And so I think this is a really cool idea, so send in submissions to her.
So now I'm going to talk about one of the contests that we're hosting. We're calling it our theme song contest. And now, basically, it's pretty straightforward. We are looking for somebody out there who can either write lyrics for us or who put lyrics to a song or something like that for a theme song for our show. And what we will do with it is we'll play it at the beginning of every episode and give you credit for it at the end of the episode. So now the contest is going to run through the rest of the year. So you guys still have about a month to get it in there. But if you are chosen as our winner, then you get to be on an episode of Swiftcast. Like I said, get your name announced. Have your theme song played at the beginning of the episode. Get your name announced at the end of the episode, and we'll even throw in an ours single CD. So, really exciting opportunity for everyone out there, especially if you like doing like composing and singing and songwriting. So, So yeah, if you guys submit those, we definitely have some cool things for you. So.
And if you need a reminder on all our different ways to contact us, there's always our Twitter at Swiftcast13. Email us at swiftcast13@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Swiftcast13. Find us on pretty much any other social networking channel under Swiftcast13. And we would love to hear from you, so send those in.
And speaking of that little mini giveaway for that contest, we're going to go into some bigger giveaways now.
So we're doing something awesome for Taylor's birthday, and we're calling it the Taylor Birthday Challenge. Basically, what we are asking you guys to do is either accept one of our challenges or come up with your own, and either take a picture or a video of this challenge and send it to us, and we're going to kind of compile it into a YouTube video. These are, if you guys remember anything from like the Hug from Taylor Swift, there's all these like challenges that they did. Here's a couple of ideas that we have for you. You can rearrange the CDs in the store so that all of the Taylor CDs are facing in the front. You could go to Starbucks and give them Taylor's name to write on your cup. You could draw a birthday message to Taylor with like sidewalk chalk outside of your house. Find any creative way to use the number 13. Dress up like Taylor for a day. Or anything else that you guys can think of that's just fun and creative that would be, fun to either video or take a picture of. And we're going to compile them into a video to celebrate Taylor's birthday. So you can email all of these submissions or any submission to swiftcast13@gmail.com.
And we're going to give away a box of 16 Taylor Christmas cards for that.
So one person who participates will be randomly chosen, and you will get the awesome box of greeting cards.
And now for our biggest giveaway of the week, and probably of our whole podcast.
and our lives.
Well said.
So we mentioned earlier to stay tuned, and we would tell you how you can win the brand new, never before seen red zip-up hoodie that's being added to Taylor's store tonight. So you can watch our Twitter at Swiftcast13, and we're going to be posting a graphic which has all of these instructions summarized, but just to give you the rundown. First, we want you to follow us on Twitter and retweet the contest graphic once it's posted. And then those are the required methods of entry, but if you would like additional entries, you can either like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Swiftcast, add us on Taylor Connect, Swiftcast is our username, and each of those gives you an additional entry, and you can do all of these things up until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on December 13th, Taylor's birthday. And if you are not on Twitter, but you have a Tumblr, we're going to be posting a special graphic for Tumblr that you can reblog to also enter. So keep your eyes open, and we're really, really excited to give this awesome new prize to one of our loyal listeners.
We're like, seriously, guys, this is a really cool prize. It's one of the coolest things you could probably get. So.
And it's perfect for the winter. You'll get so much wear out of it. Everyone will be asking you where you got it, of course, because it's so awesome. I love the fact that it has a giant 13 on the back. Like, it's really huge. It's almost, the style of the hoodie almost kind of reminds me of like a Letterman jacket, but hooded. It's really, really, really cool. And honestly, girls or guys could both wear it. It goes with all your other Taylor red shirts that you have. And yeah, it's like pretty much my favorite thing in my closet right now.
And again, it's not just a Taylor hoodie, it's a Red Tour hoodie, so that means soon it's gonna, kind of grow old. So get it now while it's hot, and it's really, really awesome.
And if you are already liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, or are already friends with us on Taylor Connect but want to be included in this giveaway, you can send us a message on each of those channels that you already follow us on, just letting us know, hey, I already follow you guys, I want to be entered in the giveaway, and we will definitely count your entry that way.
Because a lot of you do follow us already, so. Again, if you retweet the graphic, it'll give us a better idea of who's entering, so.
Yeah, definitely do that. That'll be the easiest way for us to see your entry, and spread it around to all your other Swiftie friends who may not already be following us.
And if you're on Tumblr, reblog, as you call it. So get this jacket, guys. It's really cool.
One last reminder that we have for today is to please subscribe to us on iTunes. And what will happen is when you subscribe to us, it just downloads the latest episode for you automatically, so you don't need to worry about logging on and finding it. Also, please be sure to check out our merchandise that we have available at www.cafepress.com/Swiftcast stuff. We love bringing this show to you for free, but we do have to pay for the cost of keeping this show running. And anything that you purchase will help us with those costs. Not only will you be helping us, but you'll also be getting some cool Taylor stuff. So it's a win-win. And also, please let us know how much you like this episode of Swiftcast, or if you have any comments or remarks, we'll be glad to hear it from you.
Sounds good. So, speaking of this new jacket, I think next week Taylor will come and personally sign my jacket for me.
That's an ambitious.
That's
Wow.
ambitious. Related to that, I think that she's going to come out on stage wearing this jacket for 22, since she likes to change up her outfit for that number.
That would be awesome if she wore her own shirt.
Merchandise.
I would love that.
And then you guys are really going to want to have it.
Then it'll just be instantly sold out everywhere.
Yep.
I think she's going to retweet and follow us and like us and try and win our jacket.
She wants to win
She wants
it.
to win the jacket.
That's perfectly fine, Taylor. We have no problem with that.
Guys, even Taylor Swift wants to win this jacket.
I'm going to be ambitious as well and say that next week Taylor will add another couple of surprise U.S. Red shows.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish.
It is ambitious.
One can hope and dream.
That would be a nice Christmas
It would
present.
be.
I would like it.
Steph, what do you think Taylor will do?
I'm loving all of these, and I hope she does all of them. Especially signing Jill's shirt. That would be
Yes.
nice.
That's gonna
But
She's
I'm
going to show up at your house and be like, hey, I'm here to sign your jacket.
We're gonna make cookies
He'll make the whoopie
together.
pies.
Yes.
That would be amazing. I think I'll go kind of along the lines of Belle's, but I think she's going to release more dates not in the US. Maybe Asia, France, Germany. I think it's bound to happen soon. So I'm betting next week. We'll see.
I think that's
We'll
actually
see.
a practical guess.
Yeah.
Most of us like to dream impossible dreams.
Yeah. Steph, you keep us practical.
She keeps us grounded.
So if any of those things happen, we will definitely be talking about them next week on episode 34.
So I think this has been a really exciting and fun episode. We had a lot to talk about, and we were able to reveal one of the prizes.
If you're a new listener and this is your first time listening to Swiftcast, definitely contact us any of the ways we mentioned earlier and let us know what you thought of the show, because we always love getting feedback. And related to that, you can also go on iTunes and leave us a review, putting your feedback on there. And that's really great because it helps, other Swifties find us. So as the more reviews we get, the better. We always really appreciate
And also,
it.
don't forget for new Swifties that you can submit for our mini segments. We'll read them on the show.
Every week. So, thanks for listening, guys. And for episode 33, this has been Jill.
Ashley.
Belle?
Nate.
And Steph.
See you next week, guys.
Bye! Good luck at the jacket
Bye.
contest!
Stay classy.
Peace out, Swift Scouts.
Swiftcast supports BeTheMatch.com, get entered into the Bone Marrow Registry, and maybe save a life. Visit our affiliates at TaylorSwiftCloset.com, where you can find detailed daily updates on Taylor's latest fashion, and our friends at ESPN Fantasy Focus. They podcast daily with all the latest tips, advice, and updates on the current season's fantasy football and baseball.
Swiftcast has no direct affiliation with Taylor Swift, Big Machine Label Group, or 13 Management.